Dearest soul, pause for a moment and open your heart. The angels are gently drawing near, brushing against your spirit with whispers of truth, because the time has come for what has been hidden to rise into the light. There has been a great stirring behind the veil. Have you felt it? A confrontation, not imagined, not minor, but a deep, soul-rattling upheaval has shaken the life of the one you love. A storm has moved swiftly through their world, and in its wake, emotions erupted, truths were unleashed, and masks fell to the floor. Yes, beloved, there was a fight, not just an argument, a reckoning. Their family, who once cloaked their disapproval in polite silence and half-hearted smiles, could no longer hold it in. And at the center of it all was you. But do not let your heart carry the burden of guilt. You did not cause the conflict. You are the light that entered a room long darkened by control, silence, and unspoken rules. And when light enters, it disturbs the dust. You represent more than love. You represent freedom. You mirror their potential. You awaken their soul. And that, dear one, terrifies those who want to keep them bound. The Eight of Wands has entered, a divine sign of swift motion, of rapid revelation. This moment moved faster than your person was ready for. Words were exchanged, raw, real, unfiltered, and for the first time, your person stood still in their truth. They did not speak to defend you. They spoke to declare you. This is who I love, their soul cried, and I will not be shamed for it. The words may not have been perfect, but the truth was pure. And their family, shocked and unprepared, demanded answers. What is it about you? What have you done? What haven't they told you yet? Yes, beloved, there is a truth, something your person has held tightly within their heart. Not because they didn't trust you, but because they were afraid. Afraid that if you saw this truth, you might turn away. Afraid that everything could change. But heaven is moving now. The angels are near, urging them to surrender the weight of this secret, not as a confession of guilt, but as an offering of vulnerability. This truth may be tied to a decision from their past, a relationship that left scars, a financial or emotional wound they've tried to hide, or a family burden they were never meant to carry. It is not small, it touches the foundation of your connection. And yet, hear this clearly, even this truth cannot undo the love they feel for you. Their silence was never about a lack of love. It was about the fear of losing the only real thing they've ever known. Now, beloved, they are weary of hiding. The storm has broken them open, and what comes next will be a moment of divine clarity. They will come to you, not because they feel ready, but because the angels are giving them courage. And when they do, you will feel it, the tremble in their voice, the weight behind their words. You will see the battle they fought just to stand in front of you as they truly are. This is holy ground. Your love is sacred, and sacred love cannot live inside illusion. It must be fed by truth, no matter how difficult. So the angels ask you now, prepare your heart, not to judge, but to listen, not to recoil, but to understand. This truth may sting, it may confuse or hurt, but it will also open a door to a deeper intimacy, if you choose to receive it with compassion. Your person fears your disappointment more than anything, but they are standing at a threshold, and once they step through, there will be no turning back. You've already felt the shift, haven't you? That strange energy? That sense something was happening behind closed doors? Yes, you were right. There was a conversation, sharp, painful, soul-piercing. They stood face to face with someone who has long held sway over them, perhaps a parent, perhaps a figure they once revered. And in that moment, everything cracked open. They were accused, questioned, told they were lost, told they were being manipulated by love. But instead of shrinking, they stood tall, because they're tired of explaining their heart like it's a mistake. They're tired of being made to feel like love is weakness, and maybe for the first time, they saw that it's not you they've been hiding from, it's themselves. But no more. The angels are guiding them now gently but firmly. They are being led to show you not just the parts they've polished, but the raw edges, the unspoken history, the regret, the truth. What's coming to you now is not destruction. It is revelation. A new Beg-Kya. They've rewritten the fear in their heart, placing courage where silence once lived. They see now, you deserve more than half-truths and guarded affection. You deserve honesty, even if it shakes the ground for a moment. And dear child, you have always been strong enough to hold it. That's why the angels chose you for this connection. Because your heart knows how to love, not just with passion, but with deep compassion. Your person is beginning to understand that a future with you cannot be built on masks. It must be rooted in truth. And this is not easy for them. They've spent a lifetime protecting themselves by pretending, by analyzing emotions instead of expressing them. But your love, gentle and fierce, has softened those old defenses. It made them question every wall they've ever built. Now, everything is rising to the surface. There's no turning back. When this truth is finally spoken, you may pause, not out of fear, but because you'll feel the weight of their struggle. And in that sacred silence, let the angels speak to your heart. They will remind you of the bigger picture, of the divine timing that brought you here, not just for romance, but for healing. You are not being asked to carry their pain, only to witness it. You are not being asked to fix them, only to receive them. This truth is not punishment. It is a bridge, a passage from who they were to who they are becoming. And though it may be difficult to hear, it will set both of you free. The angels whisper. The most beautiful chapters often begin not with perfect words, but with trembling hands and the choice to stay, even when the ground shifts. What you will hear may surprise you, but it will explain everything. The emotional distance, the hesitation, the silences. It was never about you. It was about the parts of themselves they were afraid to bring into the light. But that time has passed. The light is here now. And you, dear child, you are ready. You have waited with such patience, such love. Even when the silence hurt, you held space. The angels see your heart glowing like a lantern in the dark, guiding your person home to truth, to love, to healing. So when they come, full of hesitation and trembling hope, remember, this is not weakness. This is rebirth. What was hidden is being revealed, not to break you, but to build something sacred and new. Trust the timing, trust the message, and above all, trust the love that led you here. It was never ordinary. It was always divine. Now, the angels hold you close, whispering truths once buried beneath confusion and fear. There's a shift unfolding, a battle being fought behind the scenes, not with loud words, but with deep emotions, family expectations, and generational pride. Your person, the one your soul keeps reaching for, has been in a silent storm, a quiet war within their family, not of shouting, but of values, of dreams, of the life they long to build with you, and the life their family already imagined for them. And what sparked this war? You, your presence, your strength, the way you carry yourself with self-respect and grace, even in vulnerability. You became a symbol to them, not of rebellion, but of freedom. Their family, rooted in tradition, control, and image, felt threatened, because you, dear child, do not need anyone to complete you. You are already whole, and this wholeness, earned through pain and healing, shook their foundation. They accused your person of being blinded, manipulated, foolish. But in truth, your person was awakening to a kind of love that requires no permission and wears no mask. This fight wasn't loud, but it was personal. And for the first time, they didn't retreat. They stood firm. They defended you, not because you needed it, but because they finally understood what you meant to them. Now, they're being called to speak a truth they've long buried, a truth about why they've struggled to show up fully. You may have sensed it in their hesitation, in the way they shrink when you shine. It's not because you did anything wrong. It's because they feel not enough. They've carried shame, maybe financial hardship, a lost dream, a failed love they never healed from. And every time they stood in your light, they saw their shadows growing. But instead of being honest, they tried to match your vibration with masks, pretending, overcompensating, and now their family has called it out, pushed them to face the fear that if you knew the whole truth, you might leave, but you won't, because the angels are preparing your heart, not to fix them, but to accept them. What's coming is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about finally being known. The angels see how long you've waited for clarity, how often you doubted your worth in the silence. But that silence is breaking. The truth is coming, not dressed up. No,